All right, welcome to the second video. And in the last one, we focused more on the launch screen, but explained topics that are important. Okay, so it's not just a launch screen, it's actually things that you can use in any storyboard. And this is my first screen that's going to happen after the launch storyboard. So what happens, do you see, let's talk about what do you see in here. Again, you have a view controller, just similar to the other one, and a view controller is very critical to app development in iOS, and you can add the view controllers by dragging it from here. This view controller has a view similar to the one that we had before. We have an arrow that is different, or was it there also in the launch screen? Yeah, we had an arrow too. What is the function of this arrow? The arrow that you see in that storyboard is your starting point. Sometimes you have multiple screens here. So you can actually tell it which screen you want it to start with. Right now, we have one screen, and we're going to start with that screen. So what we're going to do here, what we're going to do, we're going to add buttons, 4 buttons, Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. We're going to have one for miles to kilometers, and kilometers to miles. So I'm going to have, first, here's my buttons. Let's add them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are your buttons. And a button, as the name suggests, is an action. Do you want to do something with it? When you click on it, something happens on the screen. Now, let's take a look at the properties of this button. Here's your text. So I'm going to say Celsius to Fahrenheit, first one. You can make it bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to make the background. You can make the background different if you want. I'm going to make the color orange, and I'm going to make it bold. Okay, so you're changing the look of that button. All right, if you want to have a different background, you can select the view. Here, see, a button also is a view, and you can go to the background of that view, and then you can select this, for example, or different color. All right. You can do the same thing with this. Now, well, maybe I already formatted that, so instead of doing this, maybe I can just do Command Copy, Command V, Command. Here we use Command in Mac, of course. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Command V again, Command V again. All right. And this one says Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, they are opposite, and this is miles to kilometers, or kilometers to miles. I'm gonna have to make this bigger, of course. And we have, this is miles to kilometers. All right. Now you can change the size of all of these objects by selecting them, and then you can go to the ruler. Do you see this ruler here? So you can select the ruler, and yes, here you see the width and the height, so you can make it bigger if you want. Then you can make it the height bigger if you want. All right. That way you don't have to do it individually. All right. So these are my actions, my buttons. We can do things now. We need to have a way that we enter the values. So we have something called text field. So if you click on text, you got a text field, and I'm going to put the text field in here. Now this is where I'm going to get the value from. And we have a label where the output is going to be. Okay. So the text field, we use it for input. The label is to produce the result, okay? Of course, you can format the label. You can make it align center. You can make it bold and bigger. And then you can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, you have a lot of space. This doesn't do much, so you can make it a little bit bigger than that. Okay. Okay, we'll use that a little later. And then you have the font, and you have the font size here. You can do text if you want. Okay. Then, all right. All right. So that is my app. Now, I'm not gonna dive into the layout of this because it's gonna take us a while, and then we'll have special videos on layouts. All right. But this is how it's gonna look. All right. Again, so we'll talk. This is all we need for this app to work. All right. So that is the second part. Okay. You can change the look of these buttons. You can do rounded corners. You can do it in two ways. One way to do you can do it is you can do it from the identity inspectors. You can add runtime attributes. So you can click on the plus, and then you can say layer dot corner radius, and then it is a number, and then you can say, oops, I didn't do it, layer dot corner radius. I think it's correct. I could be wrong, but we'll fix it like that. And then you can say here, I want it to be 25. Okay, the edges. Now to test it, to test how your application is going to look like, you can stop, because it's already running, you can stop it here, and then you can click on run. And it's going to take you to the launch screen first, and then you can see that that was the one that we changed the look of it. Now 25 is too much, so you can go back, select that object, and then make it, for example, maybe 15. Okay. 15. You can do this here, or you can do it during the programming. Okay, so either one is fine. So just to, if you want to do it for all of them, I think you can select them all. And then do here, and we just to make sure that it applies to all of them. Okay, and then just check, does it know? It didn't do it. All right, so we'll have to do it. We should have done it earlier manually, but you can get the idea. Okay, so enter number, and then I'll just do two of them. And this, I'm just going to make this 10 to see the look of it. It's different. So now if you run it, and here's your app, and see, this is 15, this is 10. All right, that is how your application is going to look like. All right. Now notice, because we did not do the layout for this one, you'll see, you'll see that you can, when you click on different devices, it's not going to look centered. All right, but still okay, still okay. All right, and this is the end of the second video, and I'll see you in the next video. We will focus on how to connect these things with the coding. All right, see you in the next video.